Gameweek 28 is upon us and some of the teams are having a double. I'm talking about Bournemouth and Luton. So today I decided to do a best team for Gameweek 28. You can consider it a free hit or just a team where you can pick points, some transfers for your squad. It's a bit of a mixture. So yeah, you get a lot of information here in this video and my point of view about the fixtures and how I'm going to approach this game week in particular. But before we do that, I'm FPL MV, I hope you enjoy my content and welcome to the channel. If you enjoy it, subscribe, like, comment, do all those great stuff, and now, without further ado, let's dive into making the best team. As you most probably guessed, we would target the teams that are having a double up. I'm highly considering not picking a Luton player because with 2 away games, they are going to concede goals for sure. The issue here is that if by any miracle they keep a clean sheet and score some goals, as they tend to do a lot, they even scored 2 against Villa, they tend to score a lot against basically any team, so they are a high scoring team. They haven't missed a game to score like in forever, so maybe picking a forward from their lineup or a midfielder is a good decision. They have a cheeky player called Doughty that is going to be a pretty important part of a lot of teams, so maybe he is an option. From Bournemouth's perspective, I would like Dominic Solanke and at least one player from their defensive line, being either the goalkeeper or a defender. So let's see how the lineup is going and then we will decide what approach we will take. Let's start with the obvious one. I'm going to pick Dominic Solanke. By the way, this is my current lineup, so I haven't made my transfer yet, but we'll build the 15 players that I consider the best possible and coverage and etc. Maybe a free hit, as I already explained. A lot of things are going to be considered here. First of all, we're starting with Dominic Solanke. I'm returning him to my squad. He's going to be the goalkeeper, my captain, as he has 2 home fixtures, being on penalties and being such a great player. I believe Dominic Solanke needs to be in our lineups. Here I'm a little bit deliberated. I have Haaland and Watkins, and I mean against Spurs at home, Watkins will have a lot of chances. Haaland is Haaland, even though he plays against Liverpool, there is a high chance that he will be scoring. The thing that I'm going to do here is that I want to have a Luton player. They are scoring goals, they are scoring a lot. Like here, they are scored 2. Here they scored, okay, they were blanking in 26. They scored 1 against United and 1 against Liverpool. That's not 2 less against the bigger side. They scored against Sheffield. They scored 4 against Newcastle. They scored 4 against Brighton. They scored 1 away from home. So they are scoring goals. So I believe that they are going to score at least 1 goal in that game week. If I'm to be perfectly honest, I would highly consider getting only a defender from their side, as the attackers are better from other teams, at least from my point of view. I know they may not keep any clean sheets, but having a cheeky Doughty in our squad will not hurt us. He's on some set pieces, he's crossing the ball, and he's getting good returns. Like this week he got an assist against Villa. Yeah, before that he had a period of time where he didn't return, but before that there were 6 games where he returned in a row, so that's a lot, and only 2 clean sheets in that frame. But yeah, 9 points here with the 3 bonus. He's getting a good bonus return, like he has 11 points, so Doughty is going to be the player that I will be investing in. If you're doing this solely for Gameweek 28, go for Doughty. If you're doing this for Gameweek 29 as well, they are facing Nottingham, so maybe a forward from their lineup is going to be great, but I'm only focusing on Gameweek 28 and I don't see a reason to pick more players. I'm going to target Luton as a defensive side, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to target some of the players as well. It's a little bit of a mixture here. I'm just covering all of the scenarios. If Luton are a good side, we'll have players, and if they get destroyed, we'll have the players from the opposition. Like, we're focusing on not betting everything on Luton, just that we'll have some players scoring points either from Luton side or the opposition side. Talking about the second Bournemouth player, I'm going to go with Neto. It's simple as that. 4.6, complete nailed player. He's in goal. He's making some save points. He's good at saving penalties. He's everything you need in a goalkeeper, and he's a pretty solid goalkeeper. If you're looking for one, he's your guy. Now the goalkeeper's position is fixed for Gameweek 28, and the only thing that we have to do here is to get a goalkeeper that is going to play if Neto isn't playing. Looking at the fixtures, West Ham looks like the perfect team to get the goalkeeper from. I'm getting Areola. They face against Burnley, which is going to be an easier fixture. Maybe Areola will get more points than Neto, but if by some miracle Neto misses the 2 games, you have a proper goalkeeper for 4.2, which is an ideal price. Speaking of the game from West Ham's perspective, we can get one more attacker from their side for sure, and I may opt for Bowen, but let's see how the other parts of the team fit in, and then we will decide who are we picking. From Arsenal's perspective, they're a great side. They do a lot of amazing stuff, so getting Saka for me is completely necessary, and getting one defender from their side again is completely necessary. I'm getting Gabriel, as he's 5.3 and he's doing amazingly well. Have in mind that Ramsdale will face Arsenal, as Raya is not able to face his parent club, so we won't get Raya and we will get Gabriel. Maybe the defense is a little bit leakier with Ramsdale, we have to see, but for now Gabriel is into the squad. We now have our 2 Arsenal players coverage, we have our 2 Bournemouth, we have a Doughty to cover up the double ups. Now let's focus the attacking sides. From this lineup, the attacking sides are Aston Villa, Spurs, Liverpool and City. In my eyes, those are the 4 sides that tend to score a lot of goals and do amazingly well. For our bad luck, they face against each other. But a fixture from perspective of Aston Villa and Spurs, teams that have scored against a lot of teams. Spurs have scored in 30-something games in a row, which is amazing. I cannot pass a player from Spurs, and I'm picking Son. For sure, Son is the best option on the counter against Aston Villa. He can do serious damage. On the other hand, Watkins against Spurs on the counter can do similarly good damage. So this is going to be my pickup from that game, Watkins and Son. We are going to play in a 3-4-3 formation. We already have 2 of our defenders, we have 2 of our midfielders and 2 of our forwards. The goalkeeper is done, so we are in a good path to finish up the squad. Now, looking at the teams, who screams clean sheet? United Everton, I don't think it's going to be a clean sheet. Bournemouth Sheffield, I already own Neto. Palace Luton, I own Doughty. But I would like most probably to get an attacker from Crystal Palace, as they tend to score good goals with their new formation and their defenders are very attacking. I'm pretty interested in a guy called Munoz. He isn't getting assists at the moment, and expected assists against Spurs and the other side didn't look too good, if I have to be honest, so we have to monitor them a little bit more. Looking at another amazing player, it's Eze. He came back, he scored a goal, he played 65 minutes, he got a clean sheet point, and yeah, he scored outside of the box, but he's on penalties and he's facing Luton. So in my opinion, picking Eze is a great option, as they will face Luton and they will get most probably a goal or 2. They will clash with their formation, and at 6.0 you can have anyone else in the lineup with that formation. Looking at Wolves Fulham, it doesn't screen goals, as Fulham are getting... Yeah, it screens goals, but I don't know from who. Fulham are getting better and better. Wolves are a good side, so I'm not interested there. Villa and Spurs we already covered. Brighton and Forest, Gross was benched last week. They have Europe during midweek, so I'm recording pre-Europe games, so we don't know how they are going to manage then. But on the other side, West Ham against Burnley looks like a fixture that I need to target. And I am a little bit not sure how to approach the game. Like Bowen assisted, Ward-Prowse assisted and Kudus assisted. With Paqueta being back, there is a lot of potential everywhere. Ward-Prowse is on penalties, Kudus and Bowen are attacking a lot. Bowen is on a pretty good streak right now and a home fixture, I cannot look further away than Bowen, so I'm opting for Bowen. We already have our 4 midfielders. We have 4 penalty takers so far in our midfield line. No, 3 penalty takers, sorry, Bowen is not. And we have Solanke, so we have 4 penalty takers. Let's be real, Haaland may miss a lot of chances, but he is the ideal option at the moment to go for. Salah is not confirmed fit yet, maybe he will be, but until he gets up to speed, I would rely more on Haaland, so I'm putting Haaland back. I know that I'm missing Foden, but he came off limping against Manchester United, so we need to monitor his condition there. And for me, it's a little bit riskier to go for Foden in such a game, as Anfield is a pretty uncomfortable place, and maybe they need the genius of Haaland, maybe the genius of KDB or the genius of Foden, but I tend to pick the penalty taker here. Maybe Kelleher is not up to par, we don't know anything yet, but I'm not going to risk going without Haaland. And for me, he is at the perfect position right here. He leaves us with a lot of money. We can pick a player that is from another side and is going to have an okay fixture run. We're going to pick, who are we going to pick? Like Sheffield, they face Bournemouth, okay, against McCarthy. Let's go to midfielders. Let's sort them by maximum of 4.5. And we see McCarthy and Pape Sarr at the top, even though he missed several games due to African Cup of Nations. He is getting some good points. He already has 3 goals scored, 2 there. But let's be honest, I'm taking someone who is going to play a lot of minutes and is basically a starter. I'm going for McCarthy. If something happens, I'm going to opt for him. Now we need to figure out who our last defender is going to be. And if I'm perfectly honest, I would like to maybe risk it a little bit and go for, let's see, the Trippier, all players, Trippier, so calf injury, we don't have anything confirmed yet, but I believe that with Trippier being out, there is a good option to go for Livramento, but I will go for a Brighton player. I know their defense hasn't been particularly good, but against Forest, I believe they will take back what they lost against Fulham, and they will score some goals, and they will need a solid performance in defense, and Van Hecke is back into the frame. Looking at Wolves Fulham, I will get Dawson as my cover up in defense, and I'm left with 8.5 million for a defender. I will go for a classic Brentwaite here, and I'm not going to think about it. So I am going too cheap in defense maybe, but I have the better teams covered at the moment. I don't want to pick Spurs, Villa, Liverpool, City, Chelsea or Newcastle as they face against each other. United and Everton, yeah, I picked an Everton player, but he's the 15th player on the bench. Bournemouth I already own, Sheffield no way, Palace no at the moment, Luton I already own, Wolves owned, Fulham no, but I will be betting for a 0-0, Arsenal already owned, Brentford no way, Villa, Spurs, yeah, West Ham I have a backup, Brighton I own, and the other fixtures are like that. So seeing this team, it screams a lot of goals, it screams 5 penalty takers in our starting lineup with Bowen and Watkins, who are their talismanic players. They are not on penalties, but they are very high scoring players. So yeah, that screams a lot of points for Gameweek 28. Some of the players will have a fixture in Gameweek 29 as well, so you can target players like Watkins, Bowen, Son, Doughty, and that's basically it. Areola as well, so you have options to go for a player just for Gameweek 28 or just pick him for the longest duration. I would recommend Watkins and Saka if you don't own them. I would recommend Son as well, Solanke as well. Everyone owns Haaland, Bowen is a good option. I believe those are pretty amazing options. I hope you agree with me. If you do, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down whatever you feel like. Let's discuss FPL together. But for now guys, I'll be heading out. Bye!